Hello viewers and welcome to Newzim TV. I am Makanaka Masenyama. Stories making the headlines. Government mum on xenophobia in South Africa. MPs demand ministerial answers. In the courts, Busha drags ZCTU consultant to court over $65,000 fraud. In business, African Development Bank to extend $700,000 grant towards Zim's disaster preparedness. In sports, Hay begs Chisora ahead of Parker fight. News in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government has ignored the ongoing violence in neighboring South Africa, where locals this week went on rampage, ransacking foreign-owned shops and attacking any immigrant on site.
Nkosi kuyabhubha eGoli kusasa kuthiwa kuzobe kuwesi manje babhizi bastrip imoto zama-Nigeria lezi abazikhandayo God angikhulume kwamashop akhona uNkulunkulu wami ku-empty bakhiphe kwasani njengoba bengena nje kulela building leya akusenzima ngazi kusasa sokwenze njani indaba zokuya emsebenzini hawo.
Responding to questions from journalists at a post-cabinet media briefing Tuesday, Information Minister Monica Mchangwa said there were structures and committees established to deal with issues like xenophobia.
It's an issue which is dealt with in the other settled committees of cabinet. Government is seized with what is happening in South Africa, and a statement will be issued later on.
Meanwhile, parliamentarians on Tuesday demanded that Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo issue a ministerial statement on the deteriorating situation in South Africa, where the security of migrants, including hundreds of thousands of Zimbabweans, is at risk following the outbreak of xenophobic violence. During a debate in Parliament, Independent Norton MP Themba Mliswa told Speaker of Parliament Jacob Mudenda that it is important for Moyo to issue a statement as a matter of urgency and for the country to find ways of ensuring the safety of all Zimbabweans in South Africa.
With the xenophobic attacks in South Africa, I think it is important for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade to issue a statement on how safe Zimbabweans are. There is now a state of emergency, and we are, as a nation, supposed to look out for our own way. So it is important and with immediate effect that a ministerial statement is issued in the safety of our nationals who are in Zimbabwe. We certainly do not subscribe to any xenophobic attack. At the same time, our people must be protected from such, and it is responsibility of this government to ensure that our people are protected in any country where such is happening.
Mbizo MP Settlement Chikunya agreed with Mliswa, adding that Zimbabwe, as a member of the African Union and a signatory to the African Charter on Human Rights 1986, deserved to add its voice to growing calls for the situation to be contained. The attacks on foreign nationals, mainly in Gauteng province, have resulted in the death of an unspecified number of people and numerous injuries, with gruesome pictures circulating on social media. Lecturers at Midland State University in Gweru have resorted to conducting one lecture per week in protest over low salaries. The lecturers argue their salaries have devalued by over 100% since the introduction of the local currency early this year. Some lecturers and students who spoke to newzimbabwe.com said that they were now conducting a single 3-hour lecture as they could no longer afford paying for transport daily. The lecturers, through the Midland State University Lecturers Association, declared incapacitation in June and announced a go-slow over poor remuneration. Teachers and doctors have also raised grievances to the government on incapacitation due to a worsening economic crisis. Government is working on modalities to ban medical practitioners employed by the state from withdrawing labor. Health Minister Obadiah Moore told a post-cabinet media briefing Tuesday that under the new rules, health services personnel will only be allowed to picket for a few hours before resuming their duties.
While collective bargaining action, job action, cannot be an indefinite exercise, and as it will endanger the patient's lives. So there will be a defined period of time where people can voice their concern, but not indefinitely. maybe a matter of hours, carrying a placard and making sure that your statement is kept. But not to go forever and allow patients to die.
The proposed move is government's strategy to avert potentially crippling industrial action by doctors, nurses, and technicians who are already on strike and go slow across the country. Moyo did not reveal government's planned course of action against those who will proceed to go on strike if the amendments are made. In the courts, a losing presidential candidate in last year's presidential election, Joseph Busha, has taken a consultant with Labour Federation, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Union, Vimbai Eva Mushongera, to court, accusing him of attempting to swindle him of $65,000. Mushongera appeared before Harare Magistrate Len Mopie, facing fraud charges. According to court papers, Mushongera was a board member in the JM Busha 54 Races Trust and was not entitled to a salary but an allowance of $100 per sitting. She was freed on $300 bail, coupled with stringent reporting conditions that will see her reporting twice a week at the police. In business, the African Development Bank will extend a $700,000 grant channeled towards improving future disaster preparedness in Zimbabwe. In an interview with NewZimbabwe.com Monday, AFDB principal country economist Walter Odero said that the fund will go a long way in saving lives should natural disasters recur. According to Odero, the money will be allocated under the African Risk Financing, and the project is currently dealing more with disaster preparedness. The grant comes at a time when Zimbabwe is battling to recover after the devastating effects of Cyclone Idai, which struck the nation earlier this year. We end with sports. British boxing vet David Haye has backed his ex-rival Derek Chisora to secure a knockout victory over former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker when the two clash in a high-profile fight in London, England next month. Zimbabwe-born British boxer Chisora and New Zealander Parker will fight in London on October 26 in what would be a co-main event for the card at London's O2 Arena. That includes a world title unification fight between Britain's Josh Taylor and American Regis Prograis in the super lightweight division. Haye feels the 35-year-old Chisora, who has been a professional since 2007, accumulating 31-9 record, can use his experience to get past Parker. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe national cricket team captain Hamilton Masakadza has announced that he will retire from all forms of international cricket after the conclusion of the 2020 International Trade Series involving Bangladesh and Afghanistan between September 13 to 24. The 36-year-old opening batsman has been an integral member of the national team since becoming the first black Zimbabwe player to score a test century on his debut in 2001 against West Indies. Masakadza becomes the second Zimbabwe player after Solomon Mire to announce his retirement since the country's suspension by the International Cricket Council in July, which cost the country its place at the upcoming T20 World Cup qualifiers. Reporting for NewZimbabwe.com, I am Makanaga Masengima. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newzimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, NewZim TV.